Welcome to On the Set. I'm Jeannie. Today we have a very special, beautiful actress that we want to get into the mind, heart, and soul of her. And I know you'll have a lot of questions, so I'll hope to ask the questions since I can't hear you. And I hope that we get all your questions answered. Otherwise, you'll be able to go to her websites. We're going to see lots of pictures, a couple trailers, and we're going to welcome Shannon Carter. Welcome to On the Set, Shannon.
Thank you so much.
You're a busy, busy actress.
I am. I am very busy.
When did it all start for you?
I've actually wanted to be an actress really ever since I can remember. When I was 3 years old, I would mimic like Gerber commercials, TV commercials, and films. I just loved watching movies, and I would act them out, and I tried to get my sister to act them out with me. I think it really just all started from there.
And so then did your parents obviously supported you? Did they have you in acting classes or
Actually, no.
plays?
I didn't do any really, I would say, professional or even amateur acting until I was in high school. I kind of would beg, can I be an actress, can I be an actress? And they'd be like, no, I don't really want you to do that. I don't really want you to do that. And then finally I was in high school. I'm like, Mom, that's it. I want to be an actress. I'm going to pursue this. I don't care what you say. And she's like, okay. I'm
Determination.
Like, okay. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go do that. So I went out and got my first audition, and it was for a play in a local theater company, and it was mostly all adult actors. So I walked in, and I was actually the first person to be cast in the play. So it was my first audition, so I was just like, oh my gosh. It was really nice.
And the rest is history, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of history behind you as you progress and you move forward.
I hope so.
But let's talk about some of the history,
Yeah.
you know, some of the movies that you've been in.
I think, fortunately, Boston has suddenly become this really big kind of like, it's like the Hollywood of the East. And we've had so many movies filmed here, and that's really been helpful with me. The first film I ever worked on was actually Paul Blart Mall Cop. And then I just, started going. I worked on Bride Wars, Surrogates, The Invention of Lying, The Social Network, and most recently the big film that I worked on was What's Your Number? In high school, on weekends, I did attend some acting lessons, and through there I made connections with some of the casting agencies in the area. So that's how I was able to find out about the auditions, and I'm registered on their site. So like I was actually called for some roles that I didn't even have to audition for, which was really cool.
Well, what we'll do is we'll talk about some of those movies that you were in, the films, and you can give us a little story, a little heads up on each one. Okay, so we're going to do that, and just to kind of let you understand that you're a screenwriter now, a producer, an actress in your own movie. So we'll get to that after, because we definitely want to cover some of these. I mean, everybody knows about Bride Wars and some of the other ones, and Sunblock is one that we're going to talk about.
Yes, that's great.
So, well, let's see some pictures first, and you can explain to our viewers.
Oh, absolutely.
So our first picture there, what is that about?
That is actually from a scene I did in The Social Network. I kind of popped up all over the beginning of the film. I was really not expecting it, but that was one of the bus scenes we did, and it's in the opening scene when they're doing the music montage of the final club, with the guys have a bunch of girls come in that they kind of pick up and bring to the party. How long did that movie? How long were they in production for? I know they were, for the fall, they were on the East Coast in Boston, and then they continued for a few more months in LA during the winter.
So did you go to LA?
I did not. My scene was all filmed here. It was a 3-day shoot. It was supposed to be 2, it went into 3. That was kind of a nightmare. But you do what you gotta do. Yeah,
that's right. So, and then we have another picture that we can show. There it is. Beautiful picture.
I do part-time modeling sometimes, and that was a photo I did with a photographer named Jim Kay, and it was really cool, but I loved how it came out. So, I mean, again, you do what you gotta do.
You definitely do, and that's snow there, so you have to go with all the elements.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And we have another picture. We have a series of them.
Yeah, I think.
There's another one. Another modeling.
Yeah, I have a ton of modeling I've done with a lot of really, really talented local photographers. So much talent in the Boston area, so much talent in all areas of the entertainment industry.
And you're taking advantage of it, and that's good. And you're out there and you're networking, and you had this bug to write, to screenwrite? You've learned as we went along, as you went along. I mean, here I am taking credit for it as we went along.
As we went along.
I have nothing to do with it. It's great, and I don't want to take the credit.
How do you know? You could have been my inspiration.
Okay, let's see another picture.
That was also from the same photographer who did the last one. His name's Kevin Suttle. That was on a bridge in between Cambridge and Boston.
And that's windy. Your Facebook profile picture, I might add.
It is. I think it is at the moment.
That would be mine if I had that picture. Okay, and so we have a few more. We can see them.
I think there's some from the movies, some of the movies I've done. Yeah, that is probably...
You know who that is.
Yeah, that photo was actually in a ton of magazines. It was in People, Entertainment Weekly, Glamour, In Touch, In Style. It was on a couple shows they put it on, and I think there was a giant poster of that in a movie theater I went to, and I was just like, oh my God, that's
Bride Wars. And you look upset that you didn't catch it.
I did, and someone was like, oh, I wish you were smiling at that. I'm like, listen, if you were at a wedding trying to catch the bouquet and 2 other girls caught it, how would you feel?
That was the perfect look. Okay, and let's look at a couple more. Oh, that's beautiful.
That I really love. That was a photo shoot I did with a wedding dress designer, Michael McDonald. And you can't really see the dress, unfortunately, but I just loved, he was just like, let's try putting the lace up. And I just really love the effect it gave.
It looks like snow. It's beautiful. It really is. And we have another one we can see.
Keep them coming.
Keep them rolling.
Ah.
Yeah. Now, wait a minute. I heard about this dress.
Yes.
Okay, that dress cost a lot of money.
It did.
One of the perks of modeling, right?
It did, yes. That is actually from the yet-to-be-released film, What's Your Number? It's coming out in September with Anna Faris and Chris Evans. And there's actually a funny story behind that. They actually called me to work on this film. I did an audition for it, and I originally told them no, because at the time I was filming Sunblocked, and those were overnight shoots. Sunblock was during the day. I would have no sleep. And they're like, Shannon, please, you don't understand. You fit the dress. Like, you're perfect. You have the exact look they're looking for. Please, 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 please. Like, beg your director. I'll owe you one. Like, what do you want? It's like, they're going to put your picture up on, like, the dress company's site. It's in Scotland. It was, I think they said it was, like, well over, like, $5,000. It was custom made.
Wow.
And imported just for the film. And I was just like, okay.
So you did? You stayed up all night?
I did. I got no sleep. I pretty much lived off of coffee and energy drinks. But that dress was actually, I nicknamed it the torture device. It was 80 degrees while we were filming, and I was tied into a corset, and it was very heavy, and it was very hot. It wasn't even that it was tight, it was just, it restricted me and trapped the heat inside. So there were a couple times where I almost fainted, and the director of the film actually came running over to me one time. He's like, Shannon, he's a British accent, wonderful, wonderful man. I loved him. He's like, Shannon, are you all right? And I'm just like, yeah, just, you know, a little woozy here. He's like, oh, have you had some water? I was like, grabs one of the PAs, like, get Shannon some water. He's like, it's all right, Shannon, we're almost done. I'm like, yeah.
He got you through it.
He did.
He helped get
really
you through it. Yeah, when you got through it, that's good.
Yes, I got back
And I think we have another picture. I'm not sure how many we have. There's...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
This is for the new film, Mark at the Dog Grows, which we are in pre-production for. We start filming in August. This was taken, actually, by a photographer named Pat Piasecki, and our logo was designed by our graphic designer, Deanna Dever, and she's actually in the works of making our big, like promotional poster that we're going to be using. But we're so happy with the way these photos came out.
Beautiful. And now you wrote this movie.
I did.
This is the movie that you are producing,
yes,
acting, and you wrote the screenplay.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And now, is this the only movie right now that you're concentrating on right now?
Yes, right now this is my main focus. I honestly don't have time for anything else. The director, Jessica Cook, and I literally work on this thing every day. I'm constantly on my computer. I'm constantly making phone calls or doing something involved with this film. I really don't have time to
You don't want to spread yourself too thin.
No.
Definitely focus too. Definitely. So what is, now we can start to talk about this, or do you want to talk about Sunblock first? Because we do have a trailer for Sunblock.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think that people would like to see it.
Sure,
so we'll
absolutely.
do that first? Okay.
Sure.
All right, so we can roll it. Sunblock.
New kid, Frank. Hello. This is Frank. Hello. Is that your real name?
Frank isn't much better. Isn't that like a hot dog? Romance, in general, falls into that category of things I don't understand in life.
He likes you.
What makes you feel that?
Guessing you'll be talking a lot.
Do you have a story to tell about this? A story to tell about this?
I'm not funny anymore. I'm not stylish. I'm not outwardly smart. It feels safer to blend in rather than try to impress.
I haven't even gotten to the point of asking you out. You're already closing the door in my face.
Do you remember the nights when the stores were all we had? Going nowhere didn't seem so bad. Back in 53 just wasn't cold. But it feels like I'm freezing when I go back there alone. Put your hand on my shoulder. Now it's lifted. Moment's gone now. It's over. Stars align and shifted. Aside with the car and drive and drove away.
I have a habit of writing letters to people and not sending them. I suppose it's just a therapeutic outlet for me. Dear Derek, dear Carrie, dear Jake, dear Frank. Alan.
I love that line. Aloe asks Frank, you know, it's not much better than, isn't that a hot dog?
Aloe's sassy. She's very sassy.
So that is funny. So is it released yet? When
We
is it?
haven't released it to the public yet. It is coming out on DVD soon. We have been prepping it for film festivals. We want it to be perfect. We were having some sound mixed editing. It went on a New England tour, and it went and played at a couple of different venues, which we were really excited about. And also, we had our big red carpet premiere in Harvard Square, which it actually sold out within 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So we were really, really excited with the response, especially considering it was the company's first film. So we were just like, wow.
That is a big wow. It
Yeah.
really, really is. So are there any romances on that movie behind set?
Behind that, actually.
Tell us about behind set. We'll see the movie. I promise you. but
Behind set, the funny thing
Some
is
dirt?
I actually got a concussion on that set. And
Wow.
they took it out of the film, but I think she's going to put it in the blooper reel. The
Blooper.
blooper reel eventually, but yeah, I smacked my head on a brick wall, so
Wow.
it's a little fun. I actually, in one of the scenes, my character gets drunk. They try to, like, you know, loosen her up a little bit, and I was really drunk for that scene. I'm over 21. But
you really were? There wasn't apple juice?
no apple juice. I wanted it to be real. I wanted it to be natural, so I really did get drunk for that scene.
Wow. Well, you have something to
I was
to
supervised. There were
memory.
people, you know, on set watching me. So it
And
was
you'll be
great.
watching your movie, and you'll be seeing how you are when you're drunk.
Oh gosh, I already saw it, and I was just like, ugh.
Well, we'll enjoy it because it'll be like it's real. You know.
Yeah,
it'll be
it's
like-
actually going to be playing up in Salem in August. They haven't picked a date yet. The Salem Common every year has a big film that they put up and they play. There's a lot of people in attendance, and they asked us if they could play Sunblocks. So
Excellent.
we were really, really excited and really honored. They are amazing. I
That-
love them.
That is
the Salem Park
great.
Services people are the best.
Well,
Hi,
let's
Doug.
talk about your movie. Your movie now. We have another
yes.
trailer. So do you want to set it up? Set up the trailer?
Yeah, this is actually just a little teaser that we put together. We were hoping to have it videotaped, but unfortunately one of our cinematographers had car trouble that day. But this is just something we threw together with some of the photos from the photo shoot. This is for Mark at the Dog Rose.
Okay.
Our victims.
Wow, that's great makeup.
We have some really talented makeup artists on the set. I love this photo. Our photographer is amazing.
Oh, it is. It's beautiful.
And to look at those girls, well, actually, that was the girls in there were our makeup artists that we asked, you know, in addition to being our makeup artists, would you like to be, like, play the victims in the film? So their photos are going to be used in the film.
So they're like a glorified extra.
Kind of, yeah. We like to give, you know, people little cameos.
And give them the chance, absolutely. Everybody loves that, you know, and then they can watch it and show their kids.
It's fun. I mean,
I know.
What's better than seeing yourself on the big screen? The first time I saw it, I think I screamed.
So tell us about when you decided to write this movie, what was going on with you at that time? Did you just have this all of a sudden this idea? Or
kind of, yeah. It was not too long after we premiered Sunblocked. And the director, Jessica Cook, and I, we were sitting down, and she wrote Sunblocked, and so it was kind of decided that I would write the next film. So we wanted to go the complete opposite direction of Sunblocked. Sunblocked was like a light comedy, you know, just like a little funny. So we wanted to do drama, and so we decided to go with a suspense drama. So there's a little mystery element to it, some prizes. So I sat down, and I've been writing since I was little. I've written stories and everything. Like, I love it. And so I just started, and I just didn't stop. I just kept going. I just kept getting ideas. And if I got it, like, I'd call Jess. I'd be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And she's like, "Oh my God, that's awesome!" So I just like put it in, and I finished the script in 2 months, which is very unheard of in the screenwriting world.
Wow, I think your experiences have helped you
I
do
think
that
so.
because when you're on a set, you know what's going on, and so that helps you with camera direct and angles and direction and all of that.
Yeah, it definitely helps. It really does.
And so you're producing it too. So so obviously you're not in every single scene where you can step back and see what's going on.
In Sunblocked, the whole film was kind of focused on my character, so I had to be in like every scene. I actually produced Sunblocked too. It was kind of accidental. Not accidental, but it just kind of happened.
Okay.
So then for this one, I am, but this time I actually have help, which is so nice. My assistant producer, Bailey Ritchie, has been amazing with helping. So.
Well, I understand that someone huge in Hollywood got wind of your movie.
Yeah, I was so excited.
Come on, tell us who it is.
One of our actors, Jim Hammond, was down in New York, and he bumped into this famous actor, and they started talking about the film, and he mentioned us, and they were talking about his character in it, and he said he really liked it, and oh my gosh, it was on cloud nine.
So he read the script.
He did not read the script.
Okay.
We have the script under like
a lock and key.
Pretty much. We had to have everybody sign a waiver. They will not, give away any big parts of it or do it like. Because there is a huge mystery to it, so we don't want the ending to be.
So Jim Hammond.
Yes.
He was discussing it.
He was. He gave him pretty much the outline of what he could tell, and he said he liked it, yes. The actor was Al Pacino.
Al Pacino likes your movie.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
It took a while to sink in, and then after I was just like, oh my God.
He should go to the premiere.
I don't know if he will. That would be awesome if he could,
send it
but.
To him. Definitely send it to him. A copy.
I think
of the movie.
That might be a good idea. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully he remembers. I mean, I'm sure he gets hit with stuff like that all the time, but.
So tell us what's going on in this movie that you want our viewers to know.
Well, first
tease them.
Well, first of all, what is definitely different about this film is, unlike Sunblocked, where we had about maybe 5 people doing crew and everything, we had 0 budget. We had a pretty nice camera. It's not quite the best we could have had, but, we had like 0, no
Maybe
crew.
Your next movie you'll have the best camera.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, for this film, what's great about Mark with the Dog Rose is it has totally been kicked up a notch. We have over 50 people working on this project. We have a crew who does lighting, sound, we've got PAs, we've got producers, so it's really, really great. We have a slightly bigger budget, not too much more, but we've gotten a ton of great locations, and we just have so many people working on this. We've got so many actors, amazing, talented actors on this.
So when you get a location, you have to get a permit?
Not necessarily. We just have to have permission from the owner. I mean, if it's something that we haven't, fortunately, encountered any locations that required a permit, which
like
is
streets being shut down.
yes, we don't have to do any of that.
Just
so
it's all indoors.
Fortunately, yeah, we would have to. No, it's actually there are some outdoors, but you just need to get permission from the right people to do that.
Okay.
So it's fine.
So you
So we
have
do
a
it somewhat.
scout, a person that's looking.
That would be moi.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's one of the roles of producer. You know, they find the location. So
Right.
I did that. I've had a lot of help from the casting crew, though. Some of them really, really great. I know we have one of our actors, John Lindsay. He got us so many locations, and our assistant producer, Bailey,
wow.
has been really helpful as well. So yeah,
Very good.
So grateful to be having so much help, because with Sunblocked, it was like pretty much like Jess and I doing everything, and now, I mean, we still do a lot, obviously, but we have a lot of help now, and it just really makes a difference.
Do you have any overnight scenes, or are you just
Couple. We do
Okay.
have a couple that are going to be at night and probably go pretty late into the night. So, but it goes with the territory.
That's right. You're used to it.
I
especially
am.
with that dress. That
Yeah.
dress store.
Social Network was overnight too, and I was in the middle of classes. It was like fall semester, and I had my midterms, and basically would do that, go to class. I ended up skipping a lot of the classes, but I was tired, and it went to a 3-day shoot, so I was exhausted after that as well.
So your parents must be extremely proud of you,
They
because you
are.
held on to your passion.
They are. My mom and my grandparents are, I joke, my papa's like my #1 fan, and they were just like, when I first showed them the magazine that had Bride Wars, and I was in it, they were just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So yes, they were very proud.
Yeah, they should be. And I mean, you obviously have really done the work, and you're dedicated.
It's not easy, and it does take a lot of work. I really don't think people truly understand how much work goes into making a movie. I mean, a 30-second scene could take 12 hours to film. You know, it's a lot of work. It's, you know, a lot of effort. You really do need some determination and patience.
And so, is your movie going to be a feature film?
Yes, it's a full-length feature. I think it's almost 2 hours. It'll probably be a little under that, but
Okay, so 120.
yeah, a little
Less.
probably more like an hour and like 40 minutes, 45.
So your dream is to win an award then? With
I would
this. So
love to win an award. I think when I was like, you know, 4 or 5 years old, I was practicing my Oscars. But for Mark of the Dog Rose, we are totally planning on submitting it to a bunch of different film festivals, and fingers crossed it does well, which I think it will. I think we have such a great crew and a great cast.
Well, it sounds like your movie may have a series. You know, your Sunblock did, but it sounds like this movie here.
No, we haven't.
Maybe a series?
We haven't talked about a sequel. I think we want to leave it as is. The story, I don't think, really needs to be continued. I mean, there is the possibility, and I guess there is enough material to make it, and where we leave the story, it could have a sequel, but I think as of now, we're not planning on one.
So you said there are a lot of surprises in it. Can you
There
give us?
are.
Can you give us a little hint?
I can't, because I don't want to give anything away or hint to anything. I want people to go in there totally unexpected and just.
But they're unexpected surprise, like really, you're going to knock the
Some
socks
of them,
off
some of them.
people.
I remember when I was letting some people read the script when I was still working on it, they were just at the end like, I was not expecting that, and I was like, good, that is what I want.
Is there a twist?
There's a little twist.
in the movie. Okay.
There is a little twist. A couple little twists, actually. I like twists.
Well, yeah, because you know, people are thinking one thing, and they're going to leave thinking about that movie. That's what you want.
The idea.
That's what
That
you
is
hope.
definitely the idea. And one of the things about this film that I really, really, really like is that we decided we don't want to go for the Hollywood shock value. We don't want tons of gore or tons of, like, you know, graphic scenes. Like, we wanted it to be very psychological. We wanted people to think, and I think it's going to give that really creepy vibe. The best way to describe it is, I think, one of the films that really inspired me with the technique they used for it was Kiss the Girls. I just thought they didn't really show much, but it was just so creepy, and afterward you're like, oh, like I slept with my closet light on. It was just like so perfect the way they did that.
It's a mystery, but is it also a little comedy?
I snuck in a couple little, you know, one or two little liners that are
that's
a little
good,
funny.
because-
I think it's really good to have a little comic relief to take away from the seriousness.
Right. But it's not a dark movie.
It is dark. It's very dark, actually.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, it is
So
dark.
Okay. I think that it sounds like you've covered so many bases with this movie, but are there lovers involved in?
No,
movie?
there is not.
Except for that, then.
Yeah, Sunblocked had, you know, the romances in there. This, you know, I feel like, you know, in tons of movies, like, oh, the guy and the girl end up, like, falling for each other and stuff like that. We just wanted to focus on, like, the main event and, you know, not get distracted with any romances.
Oh, wow. What else do you plan on doing after this movie?
I haven't decided yet. I'll probably work on another script. I've actually come up with another idea for that. And I might, if I have the time, start working on some of the major movies again. We'll see.
So, and that would be going to auditions?
Yes,
you know.
going back into the audition swing.
Yeah. But staying local all the time? I mean, I know we have so many movies here.
I, at the moment, have no desire to go to New York or
LA.
LA at the moment. It's just so many people out there competing, and I just think
so many good movies here.
There are. There's plenty of good movies here, and I think Boston, as a film community, like the independent scene is amazing. There's so much talent here. There's so many other filmmakers who have movies going on that are amazing, and I think it's really only a matter of time before, like, the rest of the country and even the world takes notice that Boston is a major player in the film industry.
So do you have an agent, a talent agent?
I do
or
not.
Manager?
I do not.
So you find your own work?
I do. I find my own work, and like I said, I've actually been called by some of the casting agencies in Boston to work on some of them, like The Social Network and What's Your Number I was called for.
Right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm just wondering if you have anything else that you want to let our viewers know about anything about this movie or any of the other ones.
Yeah, absolutely. We are in works for our website right now. It's going to be launched in the next couple weeks, and it's called astropianofilms.com. It's going to have 2 separate sites attached to it, one for Sunblocked and one for Mark of the Dog Rose, so it's kind of like, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone. Also, we have a Facebook page.
Right, you have to do all that.
Yes. Mark of the Dog Rose, yeah, you got to do them all. We've
all the
just set up a
networking.
Twitter, yep. So we've got Mark of the Dog Rose, the Facebook page, and also I have an actress page on there as well, and you can get my IMDb page, my website on there as well. So yeah, if people could check it out, that would be awesome.
Do you plan on having a rating for this movie?
There's a huge process for that. It's going to be R. It's definitely, I can already tell it's going to be R, and that's probably what they would rate it
so
as.
it may not be rated, but just so that viewers know.
Exactly, it's
not
not for
take
children.
Your
Yeah, it's not
it.
for children.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
It's
having
been
me.
fun to get in your mind and your heart and your soul, as I wanted to share your passion with the viewers.
I appreciate
too.
it.
That's so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoyed our On the Set show today. That's a wrap.